The rap world is on fire. Just when fans thought the ongoing tension between Drake and Kendrick Lamar couldn't get any bigger, an absolute bombshell drops. Drake is officially suing Kendrick following his Super Bowl halftime show performance. That's right, this isn't just a rap beef anymore. This is legal warfare. Drake, a man who's built his career on both vulnerability and dominance, has decided to take Kendrick to court rather than the studio. And the entire hip-hop community is in shock. Some are calling it a genius power move, a way to financially checkmate his biggest rival. Others? They're clowning him, saying this is the weakest response he's ever given in his career. So what exactly happened at the Super Bowl? Why is Drake suing? What's in this lawsuit? And most importantly, what happens next? Let's break it all down. The 2025 Super Bowl was already one of the most highly anticipated sporting events of the year, but when it was announced that Kendrick Lamar would be headlining the halftime show, the hype reached another level. For weeks leading up to the event, there was speculation about what Kendrick would do. Would he bring out special guests? Would he perform new music? Would he send a message to his peers in the rap game? But no one expected what actually happened. Throughout his halftime show, Kendrick Lamar was teasing even performing Not Like Us, as Drake and his legal team threatened to sue him if he did, where he said, "I want to play their favorite song, but you know they love to sue." And then, there was the moment that truly set everything off. During a break in the music, Kendrick looked directly into the camera, smirked, and led the crowd in a chant that had social media scrambling to decipher its meaning. Some fans claimed it was coded language, a subliminal jab at Drake. Others were convinced Kendrick had just orchestrated the biggest humiliation of his rival on the biggest stage in American entertainment. The performance ended, the stadium erupted, and before the confetti had even settled, Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube were already breaking it all down frame by frame. The question on everyone's mind: how was Drake going to respond? For the first time in what felt like forever, Drake said nothing. No Instagram posts, no cryptic tweets, no subtle barbs in an impromptu freestyle. Just silence. But while Drake was silent, the internet was louder than ever. YouTube analysts dissected every moment of Kendrick's performance, comparing lyrics to past songs and theorizing about hidden meanings. Fans debated whether Kendrick had taken things too far, or if this was just another level of competitive rap. Meanwhile, in private circles, whispers began circulating that Drake was livid. Some sources claimed he had been blindsided by the halftime show, that he felt it was an orchestrated attack on his brand and legacy. Others suggested that he wasn't just mad, he was plotting his next move, and then, a few days later, he responded. After nearly a week of speculation, Drake finally broke his silence. But instead of responding with a diss track, instead of calling up producers and dropping a surprise single, he did something no one saw coming. Drake announced that he was suing UMG and potentially Kendrick Lamar too. The moment the news broke, the internet exploded. Some fans thought it was a joke. Others assumed it was just another rumor. But as more details emerged, it became clear this was real. Drake's legal team had officially filed a lawsuit against UMG, citing defamation, emotional distress, and financial damages. The hip-hop world had never seen anything like it. Gordon Hirsch from Hirsch Law Group said that there is a risk every time Kendrick performs the song. If Kendrick performs the song with the controversial lyrics, he risks legal action. A lawsuit could lead to financial damages, and even if he ultimately wins, he would still have to spend time and money fighting the case. Given the stakes, Kendrick should think twice before performing these lyrics on one of the biggest stages in the world. In the lead-up to Kendrick's Super Bowl performance, Drake's legal team released a statement which read, "UMG is masquerading as a champion of artistic freedom by calling its actions merely entertainment. But there is nothing entertaining about or child in the real world."
Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance wasn't just a musical moment, it raised very interesting IP questions. By performing his Grammy-winning diss track, Not Like Us, which directly targets Drake, Lamar is engaging in an area where IP, free speech, publicity rights, and trademark law intersect. Typically, using a celebrity's name in a commercial context like marketing and advertising could raise right of publicity and trademark issues. But in music, there's much more creative leeway under the First Amendment. Since Kendrick is using Drake's name in a song, it likely is protected under the First Amendment. However, things get more complicated if the name is used in a way that suggests endorsement or defamation, which could explain why Drake has taken legal action against Universal Music Group.
To understand why this lawsuit is such a major turning point, we have to go back and look at Drake and Kendrick's long-standing tension. Their relationship wasn't always hostile. In the early 2010s, both were considered part of the new generation of rap superstars. They collaborated, co-signed each other, and publicly showed respect. But everything changed in 2013 when Kendrick dropped his now legendary verse on Big Sean's Control. In that verse, Kendrick called out Drake by name along with several other rappers, making it clear that he saw himself as the best in the game. While some took it as a friendly challenge, Drake didn't see it that way. From that moment on, their relationship became strained. Over the years, the tension escalated through subliminal shots in interviews, slight jabs in songs, and an underlying sense that neither artist truly respected the other. Drake has always represented the mainstream, the pop-friendly, hit-making rapper who dominates the charts. Kendrick, on the other hand, has built his reputation as a lyrical genius, an artist who prioritizes storytelling, depth, and artistry over commercial appeal. Their differences are fundamental. And now, with this lawsuit, that tension has reached its breaking point. There were several unexpected moments in Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl halftime show over the weekend, but none were as significant as Serena Williams' unannounced appearance. The tennis star made an unexpected appearance near the end of Kendrick's 13-minute medley, performing the Crip Walk to the diss tune Not Like Us, which was directed at her reported ex-boyfriend Drake. Drake hasn't discussed Kendrick's performance or Serena's guest appearance in public, but he seemed to hint to it in a post on his Finsta account. This lawsuit isn't just about Drake and Kendrick, it could change the way rap beefs are handled forever. Traditionally, rap battles have been fought with diss tracks, lyrical back and forths, and on-stage confrontations. But if Drake is successful in court, could this set a precedent for other rappers to start suing over perceived slights? On one hand, some argue that this is a smart move. Kendrick used the biggest stage in the world to potentially damage Drake's brand. If there were any false accusations or defamatory remarks in the performance, why shouldn't Drake protect himself legally? On the other hand, many in the hip-hop community believe this is a sign of weakness. In a genre built on lyrical combat, taking someone to court instead of responding with bars is seen as a major loss in credibility. Hip-hop thrives on competition, but this lawsuit raises the question, where do we draw the line between rap beef and real-world consequences? The biggest question now is how Kendrick Lamar will respond. Historically, Kendrick is not one for social media antics. If he responds, it will likely be through music. On the other hand, there's also the legal side. Will Kendrick's legal team fight this in court? Will he countersue? Or will he ignore it entirely and let his silence speak for itself? And what about Drake? Is this lawsuit just a distraction while he prepares a diss track of his own? Or is he really gonna follow through and take it to trial? One thing is for sure, this situation is far from over. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.